Alright, let's talk about comics. I say that, I'm not even prepared. Got my bag. Okay. This is kind of a light stack. I know it's not. It's a lot of books, but it's a light stack this week. Running out of room on my desk. I should have saved the Final Fantasy packs for ASMR. Some people like that sound. Oh, flicking through cards. I don't know how I feel about it. Look at this cutie. It's a Moogle. Okay. Comic books, that's what we're here for. So this week, I'm not too sure how I feel about this book because I'm missing one of the covers anyway. So I never beat the first Dark Souls, and because I haven't beaten it, we actually started playing it on stream a little over a year ago. We were playing it on stream via Xbox One. And we got about halfway through, I think. Just, life happened. And I stopped streaming Dark Souls. At that point, I think I switched to Overwatch. Hey, Void, what's up? I think maybe I switched to, has it dropped my book? Switched to Overwatch, or I stopped streaming at that point. I'm not sure. But, there's actually a comic book for Dark Souls that started this week. This is Dark Souls number 1. I believe this is a variant cover. Yeah, this is cover B. I have cover A somewhere in here. I'm not entirely sure if this has anything to do with the story of any of the Dark Souls games. It has to deal with some Silver Knights and a guy who lives in the sewers who's like seems like a bad guy. His name's List or Liste or something. It's Liste. There's like dragon slayers, and there's the art in it is super good and super detailed and awesome. I just feel like if I knew the story of Dark Souls, yeah, we had 10,000 views last night. It's great. Nova, will you get out of there? Get out of there. You don't need to be over there. Last night, she unplugged my fucking light. So I feel like I would get more out of this if I knew the story, but it's still really good. It's only gonna be 4 parts, but it's pretty good. So that was cover B. This is cover C. Right? Yeah. This is cover C. I streamed State of Decay 2. Nova must be in all places. She's just always by the light, which is kind of irritating because I don't mind her being over there. I don't want her getting tangled up in the cords and like pulling something down and hurting herself, you know? Do you have like a huge shelf with all your comics? Shelf? No. They're just piled up in boxes. They're in like white boxes that are like this big. boxes now. They just pile up. Okay. Next is more. No, that was Titan. This is Aftershock. 900. What do you mean 900? All over the roof. Her Infernal Descent #2. This is kind of like a retelling of Dante's Inferno from the perspective of this woman. I haven't read it yet because I still haven't gotten a hold of #1. Oh, exposed. But it seems good because, I like Dante's Inferno. I like the book. I like the game. I like that kind of lore. So this, I'm hoping is a good read, but I'm not going to read it until I find #1. The huge quality of your streams is that you include an amazing pickle. Yeah. I mean, what pickle? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you mean. Okay, so this is Pumpkinhead. Pure honey? No, absolutely not. It's iced tea. It's actually not doing anything. It's making my mouth more dry. I need some water. This is Pumpkinhead #4. This is the variant cover. Pumpkinhead is of the Pumpkinhead movie fame. I don't know exactly what's going on. I did get to read a lot of the books this week, but there was also a lot that I didn't get to. But I'm also 2 books behind on this. It's a 5-part series, so at this point I'm just gonna wait until the 5th one comes out and then read it all again, all at once. But it has to do with like kind of old style Salem witch type of stuff, like very very witchcrafty and very backwoods magic kind of deal. And this is the grotesque cover A for Pumpkinhead #4. For each of man's evils, a special demon exists. This cover might be my favorite cover this week. You can check out how much longer your subscription is gonna end because I want to resub ASAP. You can go to, if you're on PC, you go to the top left or top right, click on your name. It'll bring down a drop-down menu. Then you can click subscriptions, and it'll tell you when that subscription is over or when it will be done, I guess. This is the second printing cover of Domino #1. It's so cute. It's her pup. It's like during the first issue, it's her birthday, and someone gives her a little doggy with a little patch over its eye, like Domino. It's so good. Little cutie. This is the second printing of Skyward #1. #2 also came out this week. If you remember, this book is one day some science experiment kind of goes wrong, we think, and gravity just kind of stops working. Things start to like float, and everyone like weighs less so they can jump around, and you get like a 20 years in the future look, and this chick, the main character, is like jumping around from building to building, just because she can, because everyone can like fly basically. No idea what I'm talking. Oh my god, you're talking to a bot, yeah. It's a little I streamed State of Decay yesterday. State of Decay 2. You didn't hear? Maybe I should talk quieter. Okay, next. This week there were two True Believers that came out. These again are the $1 reprints of older comics. I forget the actual issue number that this reprints, but this is Wolverine vs. Venom, and I'm not a big fan of Wolverine. Like, he's definitely not in my top 5 favorite X-Men. Keep seeing those ads, but all it is some I keep seeing those ads, but all it is some realistic characters talking about how miserable their lives is, and it's deteriorating their useless life. Oh my god. I mean, it's a little bit more fun than that. Go back and watch the VOD. I'll put the video on YouTube tonight, so you should check it out. It's fun. So, I'm definitely not a big fan of Wolverine, but I'm a big fan of Venom, so I had to pick it up. And I've actually never read this, so it's, it costs $1. Easy read for $1. This is the third printing of The Amazing Spider-Man number 798. The first appearance, the first full appearance of the Red Goblin. This book is insane. It's a good read, and the Red Goblin's pretty it's it's the Green Goblin plus Carnage. Sell your comics in the future. Yeah, actually, we're gearing up to move. Yeah, so let's dive down the rabbit hole of selling books. I'm gonna go over a couple and kind of just to give you an idea of the collection I have, which is pretty extensive since I work at a comic book store, and that's kind of the beauty of it too. So I can sell my stuff, get some money, so we have some money to buy stuff when we move. And then I work at a comic book store, so I can just get it all back eventually, over time. Let's just check out The Amazing Spider-Man number 798, the first printing. So I'm gonna go on eBay. 798 is the first one that comes up. Okay, third printings are up. Second print. Second. I don't want second print. I put first print for a reason. Okay, maybe this book isn't worth as much as I thought. Oh, maybe it's $7.99. Okay, this book has gone way down. It's like about $8, double cover price. Yeah, when it first came out, it was like $25-30. She's so mean. That's what she says in every video. I mean, you do know that her parents are her managers, right? That her parents are just making her say this stupid shit just so they can get the publicity. Okay, so this book isn't worth nearly as much as I thought. Let's check out $7.99. Mom sells houses. Yeah, it makes sense. Also $8. Okay, so these aren't going crazy. Some of the variants are though. That's great. Alright, what else do I have? I have a Spawn. Thanks. Variant. to sell it on eBay for $200, I would make some money. But in all reality, I would just sell it to my boss. And, he's not going to pay full price for it because he's going to make money too. So, and like these books, this stack of books, where there's somebody Swedish born history, because it's probably that time of day where they're, they're 8 hours ahead of us. Swedes, 7 hours. It's probably early morning. That's what they want to be streaming, I guess. I don't know. The books that aren't worth anything, you put into a box and then you sell as bulk. Most places pay like anywhere between $25 to $40 for a small box of bulk comics, and if you get a bunch of those, that's a lot of money. Just gonna sit and once you read them, you don't really need them. The only books that I won't sell are my Batwoman books, because I love Batwoman. Everything else I really don't care enough about to hold on to. Okay, this is the 5th printing of The Amazing Spider-Man 794, The Return of the Red Symbiote. Would you be making money? I would be, because I get a discount on the comic books that I pay for because I work at the store. Normally, a person would not be making money that way. They would only be making money on the big issues that they have. If they have like a comic book that's worth, $60 or $70, and they sell that, that pays for the money lost on one of the boxes, if that makes sense. So if they do that enough times, they make money. I'm not going to show you what kind of tea this is, but it is in fact iced tea. Next we have an ash can. These are interesting. We talked about Stellar last month. This is Outpost Zero. I did not get a chance to flip through this. Iced tea is unhealthy. I drink it all the time, but not that brand. I would be very shocked if you had that brand where you live. It is very much a East Coast, Pennsylvania, New Jersey type of company. New Jersey, Pennsylvania, yeah. Okay. So this ash can is a, it's significantly smaller than a regular comic book. It only goes to here and here. It's basically a preview. This book comes out in a month, and it's kind of like, hey, shop that buys a lot of comics from us, thank you. Thank you for having our books. Here you go. Read it ahead of time so you can tell people about it, so they can buy it from you. So I should flip through this, see what's up, try and get people hyped about it so that they can buy it, If you're watching specific Twitch streams, the first upload be IVX. Let me see something. I don't think this exists anywhere, but we'll see. Damn. I don't think I can sort. Let's look this up. it was like a fox ibex. So it was a fox with ibex horns, and it said Phobex across it, and the ibex reminded me of that. And I was gonna show it off, but it was a long time ago. It was before the kind of restart of the stream. What are you, an Android guy? I have an iPhone. I don't really prefer one over the other. Of course, it doesn't exist. No, yeah, you heard my story. Next we have another ash can. This is actually from a couple months ago. This has kind of been sitting around my store. I already have one, but we can't really sell these, so I just, bought it. It's the ash can preview of Xerxes from 300, written by Frank Miller, who did the first 300 series, and very critically acclaimed. So I figured out why I want to read this book, and I probably have already talked about it, but I know I've talked about it in the past couple weeks, but this book, Barrier, is the book that you read sideways. You read it like that, it goes up that way, you flip it up. It's written by Brian K. Vaughan. He's the writer for Why the Last Man and Saga and Paper Girls and some other stuff. But he's a very good writer, and this is issue number 4. It's a 5-part series, so there's only one more next week. Once I get that, I'll read through the whole thing. I haven't been getting them because it's a weekly series. But once it's over, I think issue 4 just came out this week of You Are Deadpool. It's basically a weekly choose your own adventure Deadpool. So next week when the 5th one comes out, the final one, I already have them set aside. I'm gonna get 1 through 5. We're gonna show them off, and then we're gonna schedule a not ASMR reading of You Are Deadpool with the stream, and we can take votes on how to progress through the book. So it's a choose your own adventure book, so we can let the chat decide where we go and how we become Deadpool. I think that'd be really fun. It's 5 books, so it'll go by, in an hour or so. Okay. Batman Detective Comics number 981. Nights No More. This is actually the last Tinian the Fourth written Detective Comics. He will no longer be writing for Detective Comics. Which is kind of sad because his run was pretty fucking good. I'm not sure exactly who's going to take over. I haven't been keeping up with that. I should know, but, busy. Only have so much time. Batwoman's front and center. That's not Batwoman. This isn't Batwoman. That's Batwoman. Other side of the comic, idiot. It's been pretty good. This I like just because, obviously, I love variants. This is super sweet. Batgirl, I believe it's 26. 23. Not even close. And this is again, the DC variants are these pseudo virgin covers. So it doesn't say Batgirl all the way at the top. It says it kind of way down here. So it's not in the way of, or, blocking any of the art. It's pretty good. I think the art looks sweet. It's even got like a kind of airbrushed feel. Justice. Number 3. This issue, we see. I don't want to give out anything too spoilery, but we see what Brainiac's plan was when they revealed his son last week is now alive again. Or alive. I don't know if he was dead before. That's confusing. But, all the teams, they evacuate the planet that they're on. I forget, it's like Kolu or something. Kalu, I forget how to pronounce it. But it's Brainiac's home planet. And these Titans have come, and they've decided to come claim what was their prize. Brainiac's. Are you a Deadpool fan? Yeah, I'd say I'm a fan. I don't ever read any of his books. They're a little too much for me. I read Deadpool and Cable, and that was great, but I read it only because Cable was in it. So this, we see all the teams kind of like, they start working together, and they accept that they have to work with good guys and work with bad guys. But the book doesn't end on a good note. The book ends with a bunch of giant trees. Hey, RQ, thanks for the follow, man. The book ends with a bunch of trees sprouting on Earth, and the kind of impending doom that, oh fuck, the Titans that were on Brainiac's home planet are now coming to us. How you doing, RQ? But this has been great. This ends next week as well. It's only 4-part, but it's every week. I'm excited because it looks like Earth is actually fucked because the Justice League is very far away from Earth. And only Green Arrow is left on Earth. It's like, why they leave him and no one else? I think, maybe, I guess... No, because... all of the Teen Titans are gone. All of the Justice League, including Martian Manhunter and Dr. Fate and all them. It's literally only Green Arrow. They chose Sinestro to go over Green Arrow. Well, it was really Brainiac who chose it. Alright. Terrifics number 4. Killer Squid. I've been very bad about reading this book. I haven't read it since issue number 2. I think I'm gonna let it accumulate before I read it. I honestly, once Plastic Man's solo series comes out, it's only gonna be like 5 or 6 parts. Once his solo series comes out, I'm just probably gonna switch to that because I like Plastic Man more than kind of everyone else put together. Mr. Terrific's okay, but I don't know, I like Plastic Man, he's cool. This might be, out of what I've seen so far, this is probably the best book of the week. This is Delta 13 number 1. It's from IDW. I don't typically read IDW books, but this is a new one. It's interesting. It looks interesting. Hey, Tybone, what's up? T-Bone, Tybone. Close enough. So, this takes place, I think like 20 or 30 years in the future. And it follows a group of people. What do you think about Turkey? Do you mean like the animal or the food? I mean, that's the same thing, but like, you gotta go have a good night. Go see you, Void. Talk to you later, man. Thanks for stopping by. About your boy Ragman. Ragman's over. Ragman actually just ended. It was 6 parts. It was pretty good. They brought him back for a little while, and it was really good. they're dropping drones on random asteroids, and one night on the radar comes up this giant asteroid that no one had mapped previously. No one had ever charted it, and they were surprised because it was in their course, and they were just gonna hit it. So they're like freaking out and whatever, and then as they approach the asteroid, they see that there's holes through it, kind of like wormholes. So they go through. They're like, "Oh shit, we're gonna crash in the asteroid. Let's just go through the hole and hope there's nothing in there." So it turns out the asteroid is hollow. I turn away from the mic to breathe. It turns out the asteroid's hollow, and they're trying to see what's going on. It's super dark, they can't see. So they scan via thermal scanners, and they find a big heat signature, and they're in the middle of fucking space. Like, there shouldn't be any heat here, unless this is like a planet, which it obviously isn't. So they send a little drone down, and the drone finds like a man-made wall, or like an artificial wall inside the asteroid. And at this point, society or humankind hasn't discovered any extraterrestrials, and that's where the book ends. So I'm super excited for the next one. I want to see what they find, see if it's like a big cocoon or something. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Or a big city. I think that'd be really cool. Our next, it's Mira issue 4, Mira, Queen of Atlantis. Was that a Chocolate Rain reference? I played the 5th. To be perfectly honest, I have no idea what's going on with Mira. It's a 6-part miniseries. I'm just gonna wait till it's all over and read it all at once. It comes out every month, so I've got 2 more months. Over the hurdle. Yes, it was. It was. I know. Oh my god. This is X-Files. Florida Man number 2. I think I said this last time, but any news article or news headline you hear that starts with Florida Man is always insane and so dumb. Florida Man gets eaten by a crocodile. Florida Man eats bath salts and eats a man, or eats a live crocodile. This is only a 2-part, this one and number 1, which we talked about last month. So I'm excited to read this. X-Files was one of my favorite shows growing up. People from Florida are crazy. I don't know if you're from Florida. I apologize. I lived in Florida, so I'm allowed to say that. Did I experience the insanity? Alright, let's finish talking about comic books. Remind me to tell you about my crazy Florida story after the comic books. Stay till the end to hear the story. X-Files is great though. There's another book coming out next month for X-Files. It's called Hoot Goes There. Okay, this is a good one. This is Black Panther number 1. Number 1, subsequently, it is also Legacy number 173. Because why not? People will buy it if it's a number one. It's actually pretty good. But I didn't buy this one. I didn't buy Black Panther for that. I bought Black Panther for this. This is sick. This is a Stanley Archer variant. Hey chef, what's up? How you been, boy? So, any variant that he does that I can afford, that the store can get, because sometimes they do his variants at like, you can only get this if you order 25 of the book, and sometimes that's, yeah, you can't afford that. Just a little more. Are you looking at the chat? Please don't. Intros in The Witcher are goddamn annoying. Every time I load and save, it goes through our mini recap. And you can't skip it. So anyway, his artwork is fucking phenomenal. And I try to get every cover I can. You can't skip it. It sucks. Chef, this is your warning. Stop being a creep. This is actually for people who enjoy this type of thing. Myself included. Which is why I do it. Okay, last stack. It's actually kind of a small stack this week. Good to have you here, man. Missed you. So cats, what do you mean cats? What? This is Days 8, number 5. The noise. Do cats enjoy this noise? Ice cream really hates this noise, so I'm inclined to think otherwise. Days of 8. Remember, we've actually talked about 2 of these in the past, I think. This book loves to tackle sore subjects in the kind of PC society. Issue number 1. A chick was leading like a double life. I don't know. I've never read beyond issue 1. They're taking, I think, a small break after number 6, so that's when I'm gonna catch up. Issue number 1. The chick was both a lesbian and or pretending to be involved with. She might not have been a lesbian. I think she was. But she was also a cop. That was like her day job. And as part of being a cop, she was going undercover as like a Confederate Deep South racist. She wasn't part of the KKK, but she went to this kind of rally in this building, and it was just creepy, and it was a really good issue, and I can't wait to read the rest. But it's 12 issues, so it takes a year to come out. Let's gag toys make that noise. And Ice Cream is a little bitch. She doesn't like that noise where we make it, but she enjoys sleeping inside bags. Silly cat. But yeah, I can't wait to read Days 8. It's I love that stuff that's not afraid to kind of push boundaries to show you something or to teach you something. Because I think that's kind of cool. Alright, this is the 3rd Hunt for Wolverine book. There was Hunt for Wolverine Lost. Then the Daredevil great night. You made some more things for you to critique. Okay. We'll critique them on stream. So there's 4 different series for Hunt the Wolverine. Hunt for Wolverine. Wolverine's alive. He's coming back. We just don't know how yet. And each of the miniseries is a different team of people and their experience with the Wolverine, and they how they're gonna go about finding Wolverine, or piecing together clues and whatnot. This issue, Mystery in Madripoor, number 1. I don't know if they're all gonna focus around Psylocke, but this issue focuses heavily on Psylocke and Wolverine's history, and we kind of just get like a feel like Psylocke's like, oh, I wish the old Logan was still around, because they had a thing. It's pretty medium, not gonna lie. I hope that 2, 3, and 4, which are each, 2 is next month, 3 is the month after that, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but I hope the rest of the series is good. But this is the variant cover for Mystery in Madripoor. Number one. It's Psylocke stabbing Wolverine. Pretty good cover. Another good one that I am way too far behind on. Regression number 10. Been fighting back that yawn for like 2 minutes. Regression number 10. All of the covers are fantastic for this book. It's a psychological horror, thriller, spooker, one of those words. It's very psychological. Did you read it? Do you want to give us like a 2-sentence synopsis? It's dope. Awesome. Hey, Official Martin, I'm gonna give you a awesome word of advice. And this is also your first warning and your only warning. I appreciate your follow, but I am not a follow for follow machine, and it is not really appropriate to go into someone else's stream and ask them to follow you back or ask their viewers to follow you. I don't mean anything bad by it. That's just the way it is. It's a little rude. I don't know you. You haven't even said hi. You haven't tried to learn who I am. You haven't introduced me to yourself to tell me who you are. Lots of hypnosis. Okay. I guess that's a good synopsis. But yeah, Martin, that's just not a cool thing to do. I didn't make it to, what are we at now? Over 700. I know we're over 700. Considering what's happened here. Previous lives. Oh, okay. We're at 728, so we're almost at 750. I didn't make all that going to other people's streams and asking them to follow me. If I made a streamer friend, it's because I went to their stream, enjoyed their content, talked to them, and just casually mentioned that I stream if they ask, or if I host them and they ask, Just be a little more tactful, or, don't keep doing whatever you're doing. But you can choose to follow my advice or not. And how that affects your current, considering what happened in your previous lives and how that affects your current life. Okay. So it's a book but a book that touches on reincarnation, maybe. Okay, next book. Or maybe just the idea of reincarnation. Not sure. Infinity Countdown, Darkhawk, #1. So, Darkhawk hasn't been around for a little while. I didn't actually get a chance to read this book, and I really want to because Darkhawk is kind of like a classic character. Been around for a while. But this has to do with the Infinity Countdown. So it's got something to do with the stones and Thanos and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that. And seeing how Darkhawk plays into this. This cover is fantastic. It's a gross looking cover. It's Old Man Hawkeye #5. I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. As I do with most things. I'm gonna wait until all of Old Man Hawkeye's out before I read any of it. I've heard really good things about it. I trust the people who have told me to read it and buy it ahead of time. I trust that, they're not gonna lead me astray. I'm putting, 12 books on the line here. But it's got like this fucking symbiote guy, and he's got like mouths on his shoulders. Looks fucking dope. And I love the symbiote, so no matter who has the symbiote, I love it. Showing this on Wednesday night is so good. I agree. Yo, what did you say earlier? Oh my god. Your chat color, for me, if you read any Predator comics, I certainly recommend. Honestly, I have not. There's a Predator vs. Batman, I think, that I saw once and wanted to read. But I know there's been a couple short series based on Predator and then Aliens, and then some Aliens crossover. Predator is definitely up my alley, though. And if you have one that you want to recommend to me, please do. To be honest, Darian, Nix, whatever you want me to call you. First off, okay, I'll talk about the Wednesday thing after. But your chat color in my chat changed to a different color, and sometimes it just happens with my chat. My chat's fucking dumb. Like the physical box is dumb, not you guys. And that throws me off completely. It could be the same name, but if it's a different color, I have no fucking idea who you are. So I was like, oh, this random person that followed me at some point, maybe it was your last ASMR stream. Yeah, what's up, man? It just clicked. I'm so sorry. What's up? How you doing? And honestly, okay, to the Wednesday thing, I've got 2 more books left, so we'll talk about those. But the reason why we do this, not only because I love comic books, and I've got a comic book podcast where we talk about comic books, we talk about current events and stuff like that. I love talking about this kind of stuff. I love talking, I love being on camera. But I also understand the regular work week and understand that, Mondays and Tuesdays kind of suck. But Thursdays and Fridays kind of suck too, because you're so anxious for the weekend. You're so anxious to get done work. It just kind of drags by. Same thing in the beginning of the week. You got a lot of work piled up on Monday, Tuesday. And by Wednesday, you're just like, fuck, what am I gonna do? So, you come here, you talk about comic books, which coincidentally come out today. The weekend is meaningless. Yeah, I mean, to us, I guess. You come here on a Wednesday, Thursday, I can talk about them. I could talk about them on Tuesdays because that's when I get them. But, not really supposed to do that. So I wait till Wednesdays, when everyone can get them. We talk about them. We do ASMR stuff because it's soothing to some people. It's relaxing. A lot of people, they just want to wind down on a Wednesday. If I did this on a Monday, it wouldn't have the same effect, So I think Wednesday's a very good day for this. Okay, here's Skyward number 2. Again, this is the book we talked about we talked about it a little earlier. This is the book where low gravity is kind of the norm now. She was a kid when gravity was correct, and she doesn't remember it, so she's just been flying around her whole life. Might put you to sleep again. So, honestly, that doesn't, yeah. That's not offensive. And I don't think anyone who does ASMR would consider that offensive, because that's like kind of the goal. Relax, go to sleep, that kind of deal. Anything, unwind, And here's the original cover for the Dark Souls, The Age of Fire. It's pretty cool. This boss I've seen before, I think. I don't know who in chat has played Dark Souls, but that boss looks familiar. So much glare. You need that comic. It's on the wall, we have it. I made sure I ordered like a couple extra copies. The interior art is so good. Okay, that's it for comic books. And, Darren, I already opened my packs on stream the other night, but if I wouldn't have, I would have loved to have done some ASMR reading of what Mach 6 does. But we did that last week. Okay, let's put the comic books away. Mach 6 is broken. Let me reread it. So it goes 3. It's water. Has 4,000 HP or 4,000 attack. If you control 2 or more Category 6 forwards other than Mach 6, Mach 6 can't be chosen by your opponent's summons or abilities. Draw 1 card to tap it. Or tap it, draw 1 card. Yeah, there's a lot of Final Fantasy VI really good characters. So yeah, only about, 20 comics, 25 comics this week. Not quite as big as last week's, but still a hefty amount. Saying that most people only get like 2 to 3 books a week, which is also another reason why I feel kind of obligated to do this. There's a lot of comic book reviewers out there, but a lot of them don't get very many books each week, or they read them, online, which is okay. But there's certainly not many ASMR comic book people. And if there are comic book people doing stuff like this, they might have different books than me, and that's okay. There's a way to untap him twice a turn, which would let you draw 5 cards in a single turn. That's pretty good. Alright, Alright, so that's gonna do it for the comic book portion of tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, hopefully you're asleep. The stream is gonna continue in ASMR for a good 2 hours or so. So, thanks for watching. Okay, that's just where I'm gonna cut off.